Hello guys, welcome back. Konnichiwa, herzlich willkommen. Yeah, my friends, market crash 2025 coming. I think it's time, guys, to see here a market correction or even something like a market crash. This is, I think, my most urgent video which I'm doing on this topic right now. Of course, everything what I say here is not financial advice, but I'm talking about this technical setup here since a couple of months. We had already an attempt here of a market crash. It was just a fake out, but I will show you here all my drawings, all my price levels, and why do I think that it's time, yeah, for a stock market crash or a bigger correction. There is, of course, also a scenario that we could see here a massive squeeze rally, but honestly, guys, I don't expect that. I don't think that. So we talk here in this video about the bearish constellation here of the US stock market, and to visualize that I use the S&P 500 index, ticker SPX. Yeah, guys, if you're new to this channel here, welcome. The main purpose is to educate you in trading. I'm talking about this technical setup here for the S&P 500. I think since December 2024, because in my opinion, we're moving here in a super strong uptrend channel. So this is the good news, guys, or these are the good news, that if we see a market correction or market crash, this is not the end of the world. The continuation here of this uptrend is still valid. But I think that we are now here at a very, very spicy price level where we could see a bigger correction incoming. Why do I think that, guys? Because we have here an uptrend channel pattern in which the S&P 500 is usually moving here. When you see this transparent gray trend channel here, and there is an overbought trend channel or overbought liquidity zone, which is marked here in red. And when we hit this red zone, guys, especially the top of this red zone, that is, in my opinion, the beginning of a market crash. So no matter what the news telling you or what the Fed will announce, guys, I think it is already decided that the market has to do a technical correction or even a crash. Yeah, guys, so when we see the last time that we hit here the top level of this red trend channel, that was here in 2021, 2022, after the massive squeeze rally here in the stock market. And you can see that after that, when we hit here this top level trend line, the market had a correction here by 27%. And this is also what I expect right now, guys. Yeah, we could see here a crash, a drop of 20% to 34% in total. It depends on the violence. So usually the bottom line of this trend channel here marks a support. You can see how picture perfect we hit this level here back in April 2025, guys. And this is a very old chart. I'm using this chart, as I said, since more than 1 year. You can see all my previous videos on the S&P 500. I never changed the chart setup here. Indicator wise, guys, the second signal which we have, we have 3 signals in total which could mark a crash. You can see now how here the color of the candles is changing. I use here my own RSI indicator, guys, and we have now here 3 yellow candles. What does these 3 yellow candles mean, guys? We have here already a super bearish alert on the S&P 500. Yeah, we have here in the monthly chart, I will go to the different time zones later, guys. We have here now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me switch off for a second the drawings, guys. 5 monthly green candles in a row. So of course the month is still ongoing, but this is a very rare constellation, and we never had more than 5 green monthly candles in a row. And you see here, after this shakeout here, May 2024, we had a bull run. Then here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green candles. Here the same 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green candles. And the only time when we had more green candles, more than 5 green monthly candles in a row, was here, guys, back in 2021. And we know that this was a massive market squeeze rally. Why do I don't think that this will continue? Because during that time when we had this constellation, we haven't been trading here in the highest red zone level here. That's why the market was able to do that. Now we have here 3 yellow bearish candles, guys, super bearish candles, 3 candles here in a row. And the last time when we had that here on the S&P 500, guys, was here. Yeah, back in 2018 here we had 1, 2, 3 bearish candles in a row, and you can see, guys, the result was that we had a crash of in total 20%. Of course, guys, yeah, you might think, yeah, that doesn't mean nothing. And, you know, guys, make your own due diligence. I can just show you what my chart is telling me and why I'm prepared here for a crash. This signal is clear. When we now go back here to the weekly chart. So, guys, there is even one more signal which I identify here. What will tell us the price levels here for a crash? Also, of course, this indicator tells you the opposite signals. We had here a super power bull alert on the weekly RSI here back in March 2025, and shortly after that a squeeze rally started for the S&P 500. So you can use this indicator, of course, in both directions. Of course, guys, if you want to get this RSI Ultimate indicator, all my indicators are here available in the video description. What we can see now here for the weekly chart S&P 500, so we touched now exactly this week, guys, the top line here of my trend channel. So I'm focusing here on the weekly chart mainly for this chart pattern, and you can see we had this touch point here. When we now switch to the daily chart for a second, then we can already see that we start to see a technical rejection here. Nothing like a big crash, but I just want to show you that we are completely overheated right now, and that this is the main reason why I expect a market crash. Also, what is very rare for the S&P 500, we have here a gap indicator. The gap indicator Pro is telling us that we have in the weekly chart only one open down gap waiting at 5,720 US dollar. You can see the next weekly down gap is waiting at $184. This is, of course, not an option that we crash to this price level, but guys, all other open down gaps for the S&P 500 in the weekly chart have been filled in the past. Yeah, when I zoom in here, this was one open weekly gap, has been filled, and as soon as we filled this gap, we had a massive squeeze reaction here for the S&P 500. The second one here, guys, same story. We filled that weekly gap here marked by this orange box and had a massive squeeze reaction afterwards. So this is the third signal why I say at least we will see a crash. Maybe not, you know, it doesn't need to happen here in 1 month, guys, but one of the price targets which we have for a potential market crash bottom, let's call it like that, is this open gap here at 5,720 US dollars. So when we measure that here now from the actual price level 6,600 US dollar, we talk about a correction of at least, guys, at least 13%. This is simple based on the chart. No matter what the news telling us here, this is what has to happen sooner or later. When we now talk about the real technical price levels, by the way, guys, a market crash does not mean that you cannot make profits anymore with long positions. So I have, of course, a lot of other stocks here in my pocket. Usually I present short squeeze stocks on my channel or focus on breakout and short squeeze stocks. We had here last week a squeeze of 309% in 1 day. So if you want to also trade some squeeze stocks, I post here frequently every week short squeeze stocks and swing trade alerts on Patreon. Those tickers have high squeeze potential. I always alert those tickers before they squeeze. At least I try, guys. Yeah, there is never a guarantee, but this is just one example how we finished last week here with a 309% short squeeze. And there are also a lot of examples available how you can use here my trading indicators to predict and enter squeezes here from 600% and more. There is a lot of content available, guys. So if you want to join in, you can come here on Patreon, guys. The full package membership gives you access to all my content, including the breakout and short squeeze stocks. And I have a lot of trading tutorials available there, which help you to become better in trading, to understand how the market is working. It doesn't matter if you're a beginner or an advanced trader, everybody is welcome. The link patreon.com/blackbelttrader is also available in the video description. My friends, what can I say? Last but not least, so when we hit this top level here, that does not mean that we now see a crash this week, but it can definitely happen. It is possible that the market makers, building here some tops for 1 or 2 weeks. Also, we know that we have a lot of short squeeze rallies here since 2 weeks. So this is also the reason why you see squeezes here from 600% and more in only 1 day. The market is now pumping. They want you to FOMO into the stocks at the possible highest price, this is why I think, guys, when I combine all these signals, the clearly chart signals which we have, the liquidity zone here where the top level has now been touched, that's why I think the market correction will come very, very soon. It can happen this week, it can start this week, it can take 2 or 3 more weeks, but this is what I want to show you here based on the chart, and this is why I make this video here for everyone. And yeah, please feel free to share this video, guys. Yeah, if you want to see more content like this, please hit the like and subscribe button. If we get here more than 100 likes, I will update here more videos on the S&P 500 to keep you updated on the market situation. But when you join Patreon, you will get a lot of content concerning that, yeah, which explains you which stocks are potential squeeze stocks or not. My friends, that's it. Don't be scared. Yeah, it's maybe time to go short very, very soon. So you can, of course, trade the market in both directions. If you don't know, how to spot these signals, yeah, check out my indicators in the video description. I thank you so much for watching this video. I wish you nothing but the best and see you in the next video. Arigatou gozaimasu, vielen Dank, alles Gute und bis zum nächsten Video. Take care. Bye bye, guys.